Come on, slow. Yeah, there we go. We're live. Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to Cocktails and Conversations. I'm excited. I have another speaker for the 2021 Women Going in Business Conference. We have Tameka McKneely, and she's going to talk to you about her session and all the great things that she'll be covering in her session and why you need to be there. So make sure you tune in. You continue to share with your friends. We have some giveaways going on. So make sure you look and see how you can join and be a part of those giveaways. And so I have my cocktail. Do you have your cocktail?
I actually am mocktailing it today. I had to travel, so I didn't have my stuff prepared. But I did find a wine glass.
Okay. See, that's a plus.
And, right. It's water in it, but normally my cocktail is a strawberry margarita wine cocktail.
Ooh, that's not a strawberry margarita wine. Okay.
Yes.
Look, so I have my Moscow Mule today. I went and got some mint out of my garden, and I was like, ooh, okay, I have some ginger beer left. Let me go ahead and be fancy and make a Moscow Mule. So that's what I have today. But I want you to introduce yourself and tell us about your business, your story, background information on you.
Okay. So I don't think you have enough time for all of that, but I am Tameka McKneely. I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur, which just means that I have several businesses. Multi-passionate entrepreneur is the nice way to say it. Some people might say scatterbrain. But I have several different businesses that include purpose cultivating, compliance, alignment consultant corporately and with small businesses. I do real estate investing, motivational speaking, investing in general. I have a product marketplace for creative people. I am also a creative, so I sell on my marketplace as well. And I have a course marketplace for people that create content. So I have several things going on. I started being an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur in 2019 after a second layoff within 2 years. And at no fault of mine, just because the companies were downsizing and it was about the bottom line. So I decided after the second layoff that I did not like corporate America having my fate in its hands. So I decided to be an entrepreneur, which was to my husband. When I told him I was not going to look for another job, he was like, wait, what? Yeah, so
he probably was drinking too.
Yeah, he probably felt like he needed a drink because our income is, I was in corporate America, in executive corporate America. So me saying I'm not going to look for another job was a big deal. But I said I felt like God was leading me in a different direction, and He has been taking care of me ever since. In January, it'll be 3 years. So that's how I became an entrepreneur, not necessarily the traditional way, but it's worked out. And I'm excited.
So I want you to tell us a little about that journey, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of the time they're working a 9 to 5 and then they're doing their business on the side, and they're so afraid. Like I even, as I tell people all the time, you have to have a team. So I have people who I contract to do different things for me, so they have their own business, and I know some of them who are afraid to actually step out and be a full-time entrepreneur on their own. So I want you to kind of tell us, like, what was that journey for you? Like, what did you put in place, or what made you comfortable to say, okay, I know I can do this?
So I've been around entrepreneurship my whole life. My dad was an entrepreneur, but he had 2 full-time jobs and he had side businesses. So my brothers and I, we worked the businesses. So we were his team. But I don't know. I felt like I didn't like people controlling my fate. And I talk to people all the time about getting a small business and being able to stimulate your own Income versus waiting on, the government to give you a stimulus package, even if it's just part-time. For me, it was, I don't know where the confidence came from. Sometimes I have all the time I have imposter syndrome. And it's very hard. Actually, I don't know if you know this, Kendra, but at your conference in 2019 was when I first realized I had imposter syndrome. When I was
talking to the Pink Boss, huh?
Yeah. Actually, I was talking to Flo after the Pink Boss spoke.
Okay.
And Flo was speaking into me, and I am a motivational speaker, so I speak into people. She started speaking into me, and I was bawling. I could not stop crying. I was like, I don't know what you are doing to me, lady. What is going on?
She has the power to do that. Shout out to Lorenza.
Yes, she does. And at that moment, because I have always been like the person that speaks into people and sees their talent. And when she did it to me, I could not handle it. And that's when I realized, oh my God, I have imposter syndrome. And I started this business and she's speaking life into my business and I'm stalled because I didn't believe what she was saying. And up until then, I thought, oh yes, I have this business and I am confident and this is going to happen. And it was at that moment, it was a turning point for me because from then on, now I know how to recognize it and I know how to battle it daily. It's a daily struggle. But that was part of my journey, is realizing that I put up this strong front, but I'm just like everybody else. And when I talk to people now, about imposter syndrome, I've sat at tables pre-COVID with friends and told them, and we were bawling together. It was like, I would have never thought you had this going on and had these issues. And I'm like, well, everybody does. So it's not like you're, something is wrong because you feel this way. You just have to learn how to recognize it and learn how to deal with it.
Right. And another thing that I noticed is some people, even myself, I'm going to even put myself into this because, like I said, I have imposter syndrome too. So one of the things that I noticed is I feel like my full-time job makes me complacent. So I'm like, okay, I know I have this foundation and my businesses are just adding to that. So it's like a fear of not being able to take care of yourself, or a fear of, not getting the finances you need, because, all businesses go up and down. So it's going to be good times and it's going to be bad times. So do you feel that once you transition to full time, that it was like a fire that just had, like, you have to win because this is what you do full time. So you have to bring in a certain amount of money each month. Was that how it went?
That is how it went. But I also have a husband. So just being real. So it's not the same as when I was single.
Right.
And it was a bigger fear because you're the only person bringing in income.
Right.
So I understand where single people are coming from. Like I am the only breadwinner. But I can say that my husband has not had to take up any slack for me in the past almost 3 years because I've been able to manage and do everything. But yeah, the job, which is the reason that I told him I'm not going to look for a job. And I didn't apply for any jobs after I got laid off because I knew that I could get a job.
Right.
That's not an issue. I've always gotten a job. I've always gotten great jobs. I knew I could get a job. And I knew that if I went back into the workforce, that this wouldn't happen.
Right.
Because I would be complacent and I'd be comfortable. And I tell people all the time, success happens outside of your comfort zone.
Right.
So when I got out of my comfort zone, I had to make it happen. I had to do what I had to do. And that's what I did. So I do think it is a lot different for someone that has a second income versus someone that doesn't.
Right.
But it is possible. And when I talk to people, I always tell them it doesn't mean that you have to go quit your job to start and be an entrepreneur.
Right.
You do what you have to do to do what you do later. So it's just doing it on the weekends initially, and then you do it 2-3 times a week. You do what you have to do to get to your goal. And it may take a little longer if you're single, but at least you're working. The journey of 1,000 steps starts with one. So you can't be so complacent that you're like, I can't do it because I'm a single mother or I'm a single person and I have to have income. You have to be able to step out on faith. You have to be able to believe in yourself that you can make this happen, because there's a lot of money out there to be made. There's not enough people out there to make it. So grab your piece of the pie.
That's exactly what you have to do. I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell us about your session at the conference. Like, how did you come about this topic?
So I do compliance corporately. I am a compliance alignment consultant. I work with organizations to make sure that they are compliant with federal and state. And I actually got the idea from you because I was thinking, oh, I'm going to talk about business setup. And then you said, well, I know you work with compliance. And I was like, I never even thought about, like, I help people with small businesses and do consulting, but I never put the two together to say I'm actually getting them compliant in their small business. And that's what I do. So thank you for the idea.
You're welcome.
But since then I've been like, oh, well, that is exactly what I do with small businesses, is I help them become compliant so that they can qualify for government solicitations and grants and certifications and all of that. There are certain things that you have to do in your business on the back end, on the front end, to be compliant, which is my area of expertise. And that's what I help people do.
So when someone leaves this session of yours, what will they leave with?
So after my session, they will know exactly what they need to do to be compliant. They'll also know some additional resources, certifications that they need to register in order to get funding. They will have lots of resources, low to no cost resources. A lot of people don't get compliant because they feel like it costs too much. But I have a lot of low cost to no cost resources, because a lot of the things that get you compliant do not cost money. Some people will charge you $599, but it doesn't. The things that get you compliant don't actually cost money. You can pay for the assistance for someone to help you, or if you don't have time, but to actually do certifications, to get registered with the government, all of that does not cost. And a lot of people don't realize that. Some people don't even realize you can get an EIN in 5 minutes for free.
And they pay people to do all of this stuff that they could do just because they have not taken the time to do research. So that's good. And it's so funny that you say that, because about the certifications and stuff. It's so many business owners out here that do not even know about business certifications, government grants, and government contracts. Like, they can get contracts with their local, state, and federal government, but they haven't even thought to that magnitude of how can I even do business for the federal government. They're just trying to get all of their friends to buy all of their stuff and haven't even thought to the magnitude, like, wait a minute, like, I think I need to sell to a larger magnitude. So this will actually help them scale their business. And we know that this year our focus is on funding your vision and making sure that you have the capital that you need. So this is exactly what business owners, especially small business owners, need so that they could scale their business to the next level. So I'm excited about it. I hope I'm not speaking when you're speaking so that I can go.
I'm very excited, and I think that people just don't know. I do a lot of, because I'm also a product and a service business. So with my products, I do a lot of vending events, and I come across a lot of vendors that just don't have any idea of, I recently started a class series called Look Like a Business, because a lot of people are calling themselves businesses, but you're not really a business.
Right.
Like, you're not legitimately set up. You don't have a business structure. You don't have an EIN, or you're set up as a sole proprietor. Your personal and your business funds are mingled. There's a lot of things that we just don't know. And I tell people, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. Right. So being a full-time entrepreneur, I found a lot of resources, a lot of free resources that gave me a lot of information. And when I tell people about things like the SBDC or SCORE and the SBA, they have no idea. And I'm like, these organizations are free. They'll give you everything you need for free. But we don't know. So I love working with small businesses. I love helping people, create their vision and reclaim their time and gain freedom. That's what I'm passionate about. I have lots of business, but I am passionate about helping people reclaim their freedom and eventually getting out of the rat race and out of corporate America, if that's their goal. But if not, just having the freedom to be able to get out of corporate America if you want to.
Do you have a lot of free time? What's your self-care regimen with all these businesses that you have?
So I do have free time in the evening. I make sure that I don't work too late. I like to separate, business and personal, spend time with my husband because he's like, you've been upstairs all day in your office. But a lot of my businesses I have built for the past 2.5 years. So they run pretty seamlessly. I don't have to be there for them. Of course, my product business, I make products, so I have to do that. But my product marketplace, I don't have to. It works on its own. The course marketplace works on its own. So I do have free time. And that was my goal when I became an entrepreneur, to have some time-rich models. So things that don't require me exchanging my time for my money.
Right.
So that was what I wanted, was to get some things that work without me being there.
Right. And that's how you have to do it. Like, a lot of people think that when you say multiple streams, you're supposed to just run yourself crazy and you have to do everything because you don't have enough money to do it or whatever. But that's not how it works. Like, the people who have been coming up with these online courses and these products and services that actually run themselves, and all they have to do is put the initial work in up front, and then it's like a computer, it just runs on its own. That's the model that you need.
Exactly.
So that you can enjoy your family and enjoy being an entrepreneur and work on other things. So I love it. You have inspired me, so I'm telling you,
I'm waiting. Putting that quit day letter. I am waiting. I tell my friends all the time, I am helping you all, so you can go with me. I need somebody to go on these trips with.
Right.
When I want to go to Bahamas for a month, I need somebody to go with me.
Exactly. And I will be right there. Look, job or no job, I still like it. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need somebody that says I can only get the weekend off. I need somebody that says we're going to go and stay for 2 weeks.
And my thing is, my friends get mad at me because I like to do weekend stuff during the week. But they're like, I have to work. Well, I'm going to be there on Tuesday. So if you can't make it, I'll go alone.
Exactly. I'm traveling this week. Today is Wednesday. I got in my car and drove 6 hours to my parents' house.
Exactly.
My friend was texting me and I was like, oh, I'm on the road.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens. That's why I love entrepreneurship. You get to be your own boss, but you also get to help other people, serve other people. And somebody said, me too. But I'm so happy that you are joining us this year at the conference. I am super, super excited. So if anybody wants to connect with you before the conference, after the conference, how can they reach out to you?
So you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram. You can look up Tameka McKneely. I have other pages linked to that page, but Tameka McKneely are the main pages: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. What else is there?
Listen, that's all I can manage.
Okay. I have a Twitter page, but it's for my product marketplace, so it's not under my name. But yeah, you can find me under my name.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm just going to enjoy my cocktail while you have your mocktail. And like I said, everybody, I can't wait to see you on September the 11th at the Women Going in Business Conference. we are making sure that this year is going to be as safe as possible. So if COVID is making you hesitant, we're going to do every precaution that we can to make sure that you're safe, because I mean, I want to be safe too. So you can still come out, still join us, and I look forward to seeing you. You all have a great rest of your evening. Bye.
Bye.